So one of the most painful things for a lot of freelancers is that we don't realize that once we become our own boss, how big of a problem do we have with time management? We do end up procrastinating a lot for the things that need to get done. And then when they're due, we stress about things and then we have to just go in and get things done on urgency because we have delayed that work or task too much. Okay. How did I overcome this over the last 13 months that I've built my own business from ground up? Something that I learned working with companies like Cognizant and Accenture was we need to systemize everything. What are the processes for my business? How do I set my social media industry? What kind of people can I hire? How do I test them? Everything in my business is now systemized. Every time when I have to hire a freelancer, hire an editor, someone that would do a certain part in the whole chain of services that I offer, I'm not going to just hire them, get the work done and just, say adios to them. My entire system is built on how do we get clients, build a system around that, build SOPs, build a step-by-step guide. So in future, if somebody else has to be designated that task, somebody that manages that entire chunk of client acquisition, they just go through that step-by-step guide and go through that. Recently, we actually went through and hired a number of video editors. The entire process is now documented. The contracts documented. The templates for those letters and communications, everything is documented. Once that process is completed, I don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. And I know initially this can be a very painful process. But if you systemize everything, if you build a very strong and detailed standard operation procedure, you don't even have to think about like, oh, I'm just a one-person team. Believe me, if you're going to think like a one-person team, you're going to stay a one-person team. If you're going to think like an organization, you will be willing and able to scale yourself up as an organization. So as I said, every freelancer has a couple of things that they do on the normal. Think of how do you go about client acquisition, systemize that. Think of how once you get those clients on board, what is the procedure? Are you having them on an onboarding call? Is it a step-by-step website system where they get automated onboarded? Is that the thing? Is a sales team going to go on a call and onboard them? Systemize that part. So once you have onboarded them, you need to have every other step also planned. Then there are going to be number of phases where you and clients have multiple interactions. You will have to do a certain number of things. They will have to do a number of certain things. You set up their accounts. You set up a content plan. You set up a system, how you will repurpose, how you will edit, how you will publish, what kind of social media channels you will publish things on. How do you turn the videos into short form and also multiple articles? What are those plans going to be and how do you build a relationship with your client? Because the thing is, if you don't have a great relationship with your client or if you don't have a command on your client and they are not giving you the things that you need for them to do and help the entire process become a successful process, this will become a very painful thing very quickly for both of you. Because if they're not giving you the things they want, and if you're not able to deliver on the things they want, it is not going to be a very happy relationship for both of you. And in a very early stages of our project, when I realized the client is not giving me the things they want, I try and be very transparent. And I always go to my client and say, look, I am trying my level best to not just deliver on the value that I've promised you. I want to completely blow your minds. Okay. I want to work with you and give you things and give you results that you have not even imagined possible before with me, my team, and the secrets we have learned through the way of working together with some of our clients. But we need you to do these 10 things. I really want you to not give up on the process before we have gotten our first results, which is in the initial 3 months. And After we have that one very tough, very hard, very annoying conversation, I tell you that 9 out of 10, the client appreciates it. It builds a very strong trust between both of us. And it also tells the client that I am someone who is going to be very honest with my conversations. I'm not going to build something out. Oh no, we're going to still go ahead and blow the results out of proportion. No. If we're not going to get the work from you, the things that we really need from you, we're not going to be able to build the puzzle up together. We're not going to get the results that we need. So have those conversations. There are going to be, conversations that you always think are not great to have with clients, but those are going to be the conversations that will build such a strong relationship between you and your client that they will not want to work with anybody else because they will have that kind of relationship and trust with. Once we have that done, once we are able to get the things that our clients are, I also systemize those things. I don't want to rebuild that wheel every time I have a new client. There are things that I want to tailor for my clients, like the brand strategy, the content plan, the publishing strategy, the platforms that are dear to them, the courses that they want to launch, and the newsletter, stuff like that, completely customizable. But the steps and the things that we need to do to set that up on the back end mostly are the same. So systemize that process as well. You can use tools like Figma and Google Docs. Just keep it simple. Don't go something fancy like Notion or Evernote to have a paid plan. You're trying to build a very complicated system which will either break in time or you will not use in the coming months. So you want to keep it very simple and just systemize the entire process. At the end of the delivery of all your project, think of all the things you can do to delight your customer before you say goodbye to them. So yeah, I would suggest that if you have not taken the opportunity to build systems in your business, today will be the first day. I would want you to go ahead and think of what small, tiny process in your business, in your day-to-day life can you systemize. And look, I'm someone who has worked in a 9-to-5 job for over a decade and a half. I've learned after the first crucial 5 years in the business and jobs that the minute I learn to systemize things that are going to happen again and again and again, in the long run, systems will only save you time. So that's it for this video. I would really want you to think about what kind of systems should you implement on your teams. If you're someone who is building your freelance business, if you're someone who is also going after your dreams, if you're someone who is working on building your own brand, all the very best to you, because I know it takes a lot of courage to do all these things that I've mentioned. I'm going to see you soon.